Instead of trying to figure out whether someone is a narcissist or whether they are being narcissistic intentionally, I'm going to share 7 things with you that you need to pay attention to help you decide whether this is a toxic person and a toxic relationship that you need to get away from, regardless of whether there's a mental health diagnosis or disorder. I'm Lise Leblanc. As a therapist and life coach, I post videos weekly on topics related to mental health and relationships, and this content is for informational purposes only, so if you do need support with your specific situation, please reach out to a mental health professional in your area. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Okay, so let's jump right in. Here are 7 things you need to pay attention to help you know whether you are dealing with a narcissist or with a toxic person. Number 1, are you unraveling mentally and emotionally? In other words, since being with this person in this relationship, did you go from being a relatively happy, stable person to being an emotional wreck? Are you questioning and doubting yourself, feeling insecure? Has your self-esteem plummeted? Do you feel like a shell of the person that you used to be? Do you feel that this person and relationship is poison to you? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then it's not a good relationship. Doesn't matter about a diagnosis. Number 2, does the person that you're with feel emotionally inconsistent? Do they feel unsafe and unstable? Does your relationship feel like a roller coaster ride? Does it feel like you're walking on eggshells, constantly worried about what's going to happen next? If this is the case, it's not good. Again, doesn't matter if there's a mental health diagnosis or not. Number 3, do you feel controlled, devalued, gaslighted, or emotionally manipulated? Again, this is a clear-cut sign that you are in a toxic relationship. Or have you started displaying these types of psychologically abusive tactics when you haven't done so in your past relationships? In other words, is this relationship bringing out the worst in you? Number 4, do you feel emotionally alone and isolated in your relationship? Do you feel relieved and relaxed when you're away from this person? When they walk into a room or into your space, do you feel like you're being enveloped by a big black cloud? Number 5, do you feel like your self or the core of who you are is broken or being broken? And a follow-up question is, did you feel like this before you entered this relationship? So, when was the last time you felt happy, peaceful, and free? Number 6, are you still in this relationship out of guilt or because you pity the person or feel like you'd be a bad person leaving them? Do you feel like all of the negative aspects of your relationship are your fault, that you are to blame for everything, for not saving them, helping them? Number 7, does your partner do things that if these things were being done to your best friend by their partner, you would think they were crazy for staying? Now, I often ask this question. If your child's partner were treating them the way that you're being treated, how would you feel about that? What advice would you give them? Now, leaving a toxic relationship isn't always easy or simple. I mean, some people do stand up, pack their bags, and walk out the door never to look back again. But if you know you're in an abusive or toxic relationship and can't get out, there are many reasons for this. It can be explained by trauma bonding, cognitive dissonance, or by traumatic early life experiences that make this type of abusive behavior familiar and tolerable to you. I explain these concepts in detail in some of my other videos, but in a nutshell, trauma bonding involves cycles of abuse, and it happens when the abuser provides a system of rewards and punishments to create psychological bond and emotional addiction, which is extremely difficult to break free from. Cognitive dissonance is when you have two very different beliefs about something at the exact same time. And the narcissist creates conditions that put the victim into a state where they are paralyzed by self-doubt and confusion, constantly questioning themselves, their feelings, their thoughts, and their decisions. So they are frozen in a state of mental and emotional confusion, unable to take any action. So if this is your situation, find someone who can help you sort this stuff out. Someone who can help you untangle the reasons you are staying in a relationship that's not working for you. And if accessing mental health supports is not an option for whatever reason, try this. Try forward pacing your life. Just imagine yourself in this relationship in a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years, or 10 years from now, without any delusion that things are going to improve. Remember, by far the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. So don't bank on things getting better, bank on them getting much worse. Then create a timeline of your relationship by month and by years. Write down how the relationship started, when the problems became apparent, when they started to arise, where were, the significant shifts, the ups and the downs, and start taking a more objective perspective on the current and past state of your relationship. Then use this to predict what your future is going to look like. And also ask yourself, what parts of this relationship are working for you? Are there any payoffs or positives that are keeping you there? Or are you there because you are mentally and emotionally too confused, too fearful, paralyzed in the freeze response? Because you know what? Nothing changes if nothing changes. And the first step to change is getting honest with yourself about what's going on, cultivating your awareness, which is what you're doing by watching these types of videos. And then it's empowering that part of you that knows that this is not good for you. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and check out some of my other videos on narcissistic personality disorder.